baby. Oh, no, Jim, it's a baby. So there's somebody in the back seat who just gave the driver a little baby.
Welcome to Viral Twist. Today, a shocking chase begins. A baby is stuck in the car while a dangerous robber speeds through the city.
This started in Hawthorne, a call for a robbery suspect. Somewhere along the way in the first portion of this pursuit, that driver got out of that first vehicle, that robbery suspect ditched that first car and then stole this car. So a lot of laws broken here already. So this is a stolen vehicle now, and a robbery suspect inside driving at speeds that are way too fast for residential streets in the Hyde Park area. So we just made that hard left turn there, weaving in and out of these really jam-packed streets. Very, very dangerous. So take a look as we are following this pursuit. Speeds now 40, 50 miles per hour. When we cover these pursuits, we've seen it happen before where suspects like to go where they are familiar with the neighborhood. That makes a lot of sense. We don't know, considering this started in Hawthorne, not too far away from Inglewood. So maybe they are trying to get somewhere where they know. A lot of times they're on the phone. It looks like there's some damage to the right side passenger door there, perhaps, from my vantage point anyway. I think you might be seeing that with me along, if you're watching from home, blowing through that stop sign. Of course, plenty of other drivers out there not knowing, but they may be seeing the flashing lights coming up behind them. If you, oh gosh, going against traffic, this is when it gets really dangerous. Making a right turn, there's that other driver who had to slow down quickly, slam on their brakes so that they didn't hit this person. If you ever find yourself in a situation, it's really hard to act quickly, but if you get a chance to, you do not want to play cat and mouse, of course, with one of these suspects, because you could end up getting hurt or impeding on law enforcement's ability to bring this to an end. You do want to get over to the right if you can. That's what law enforcement officers tell us. We're going on an on-ramp here. And as we look at this vehicle, at one of the moments that we zoomed in, it almost looked like this vehicle was, oh, here we go, foot bail, no foot bail. Just trying to figure out, oh, because no outlet. So we see the no outlet. Okay. So this is going to be interesting. It looked like there was paper plates on this vehicle as well. But to your point, Christine, this isn't necessarily a stolen vehicle. Now they're going to figure out, Kevin and Christine, where to go, because, look, you're at a dead end.
Well, that's how this one might end, but they've been taking moves that are very dangerous to get away, wondering if they will try to reverse it into law enforcement. Look at the windshield wipers going.
Yeah.
A lot going on there. All right, so now you got at least 2 people in that car there. How long do they sit it out? Law enforcement there, I'm sure, probably with their guns drawn, yelling commands. Kevin, who knows how this one's going to end?
Yeah, at this point, it's going to be a waiting game. See if they can get them to come out of the car. Like you said, at least 2 people in the car, the driver and the passenger. The passenger was the initial suspect in the first pursuit with Hawthorne Police Department. But now up here in a small residential area, they've got it blocked off. There's no way that car is going to get out. They would have to crash the gates. But you can see there is no other way down the hill. Yeah, you can definitely see, I mean, you can see movement on the driver's side. On the passenger side, they might have jumped into the back seat at this point. It looks like the driver might too, but you can see sheriff's deputies have this entirely blocked off there. I don't see any less than lethal out right now with that shot that we just had. So yeah, it looks like one person's in the back seat. The passenger seat is empty, so they might have gotten back there. So
yeah, we're getting a look at the driver there. Yeah, putting something in the center console. It looked like window down.
The window's going down.
Making contact.
I mean, where can these suspects go? Even if they attempted to make a foot run for it.
Oh, here we go. Look at the officer.
They're going to throw some stop sticks out there just to make sure that
they can't reverse into law enforcement.
This doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah. He's saying, he's showing him his...
He's there with hands up, Al.
Hands, yep. Oh.
And there is somebody, you can see there is somebody in the back seat.
Yeah.
So.
Drop the keys out. What's he showing there?
Still not really, he's got his hands up, but he's still not really complying there.
Looks like the key. They're probably saying, drop the key, so the car's going nowhere. Got that spike strip right there. Can't back into law enforcement very well.
And you wonder,
what's he saying?
Well, there's damage to the on the other side. You know, why he's just not physically getting out of the car at this point. Is the door jammed? I doubt that. But it seems interesting that he's saying, here I am, here's my hands, here are the keys.
Let's bring in Jim Hemmel from the L.A. County Sheriff's Department. Retired Jim, you've been with us a lot lately. As you see this suspect definitely gesturing to law enforcement. Looks like a key in the hand there, but not dropping that key. What do you make of the suspect's demeanor?
Looks like he's crying.
Yeah, he does look agitated, and it's important to keep in mind that law enforcement wants to control how this apprehension concludes rather than having the suspect control when he or she comes out. We don't know what type of weapon, if any, is inside. So as you can see now, they're putting out spike strips to prevent any sort of ramming incident where there's unintentional consequences if you were to ram the vehicle. So we want to take precautions in law enforcement to try to mitigate any harm. But you see a lot of movement from another person in the back of the vehicle, and then this presents a danger as well. You don't know if they're armed.
Oh, no, Jim, it's a baby. So there's somebody in the back seat who just gave the driver a little baby, and he's kissing the baby because he knows that he's going to go into custody.
You know, they're going to have to play this a little bit differently, how they're going to do this here.
Yeah.
How they're going to bring this to an end.
It is true, and it would be interesting to know at dispatch. It's oftentimes we're not aware, watching from a distance, what the dispatch might know if there's a child inside the vehicle. So that can be why the vehicle wasn't a pit maneuver or things of that nature for the safety of the child. So all of those considerations have to be taken into
Well, it sounds like the person was trying to negotiate with law enforcement and let them know we have a child in the car, and law enforcement dealing with the person in the back seat who was the original suspect in the robbery case. So a lot going on there, Jim, for law enforcement to decipher and to end this peacefully.
Everything that you have to deal with when you're dealing with a situation like this, where it's just a robbery suspect and then there's another car involved, and then you never know, and now a baby. And now we're seeing the woman in the back, clearly. Yeah, with the baby.
Well, it does look like it would be difficult for the vehicle to move, and I think it's going to be a safe conclusion, which is the most important factor, and we can sort of decipher now next steps. Wow. You know, there's always a story behind that's unfortunate. Of course, we want to look out for the victims, but there's always troubling details that involve human beings when you're involved in crime and things of this nature. So I'm glad to see this great restraint by law enforcement authorities.
So we have this driver here, this suspect backing up and clearly giving up. It was almost heartbreaking to see, looks like perhaps a family or people who certainly care about each other caught up in this. Kevin Takumi, I'm trying to decipher now, who was the original driver in the original robbery case? Was it this person here?
It was,
who's then in the driver's seat?
It was reportedly as a male. So they could have switched. They switched initially at the beginning when the pursuit started, and she may have jumped into the back seat from the initial point. That was the radio traffic. So he may have been driving the whole time, and she may have been in the back seat with the baby the whole time. But it was the initial suspect, this person that they're taking into custody right now, who ended up being the driver. Initially got into the passenger seat when they took off, but somewhere along the line, obviously it looked like they switched. They could have switched at the end here too.